Hi, it's me, your girlfriend slash boyfriend slash day friend, favorite content creator. And I have a question, and I truly do not know the answer to this. What was Netflix Game Studio? Like, I'm seeing reports of Netflix Game Studio being shut down, and I was like, what do you mean they have games? Because, like, when I looked it up, I had heard of some of the games, like, like After Party and all that stuff. Hades is on there too. But I know those games were not made by Netflix. Then I found out Netflix offered a gaming service, and I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, do I automatically have if I have Netflix? Is it like something like Xbox Live versus like Xbox Game Pass? Or is it like, I feel like it was never really made clear what they actually did. So when it did shut down, with I think producing 0 games, I wasn't surprised. No, that's a lie. I think they made that Stranger Things game, but if they didn't, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's done. But then I saw this article, and I was like, hey, I don't like where this is going at all. So I'm going to share it with you guys. This is from 404 Media. Netflix bullish on Gen AI for games after laying off human game developers. Oh boy. A Netflix exec revealed that the company's video game division is investing in generative AI. So you still have that division? Anyways, and generative AI in order to accelerate the velocity of development and unlock truly novel game experiences that will surprise, delight, and inspire players. Just weeks after the company shut down its prestige game studio, did they put out a game? Also, can we go over this sentence again? Accelerate the velocity of development. So just accelerating development and unlock truly novel game experience that will surprise, delight, and inspire players. At this point, like, what is a novel experience? Like, am I going to be like in the game? Is it going to be like a Black Mirror situation where it gets that level of deep? Because honestly, I don't think we're ready for that. And if it's just like Bandersnatch, then we already have games like that. So I don't know what the generative AI aspect of this does. But maybe the article will tell me. I'm not gonna go word for word. I think that's boring. People do that shit. Like, I'm just read this whole thing too. That's my content. It sucks. The company has making a push in video games. I guess that's true. Its internal big budget video game studio was known as Team Blue. Recruited people who worked on Call of Duty, God of War, and Halo. And they shuttered last month, resulting in 35 people. Yeah, what the fuck? They didn't put anything. Pay no mind to the uninformed speculation in the media about the changes in Netflix games. What you've seen in the last 7 months was actually a planned transition. What did you put out? I'm legitimately gonna look up like Netflix mobile game. Like, what did you put? Like, this was I was talking before. All of these games came out like before Dead Cells, 12 Minutes, Terra Nil, Dust and Neon, like Raji. I have Raji on my PC right now. None of these games. This is Shovel Knight. Like, none of these games were like exclusive. Maybe the Queen's Gambit. That might be Queen's Gambit. Okay, why don't we just go to a website? No ads, no extra fees, no in-app purchases. Okay, so cool. Let's go back to the article. As is the case wherever generative AI meets other creative fields, video game developers, artists, voice actors have a lot of concerns. They do. And how are they going to respond to these concerns? I am focused on a creator-first vision for AI, one that puts creative talent at the center, with AI being a catalyst and an accelerant. So it starts it off and okay, AI will enable big game teams to move much faster and will also put an almost unimaginable collection of new capabilities in the hands of developers and smaller game teams. This means nothing. It's word salad. It is word salad. Because when you're saying, hey, we are going to use AI as both the catalyst and the accelerant, what are the humans doing? If the generative AI is generating things, then what you're actually saying is you're going to have like a couple of people type in prompts, develop bullshit, and then they're going to tweak it, right? That's not going to enable big teams to get things done quickly. What's going to happen is you're going to have small teams, maybe like less than 5 people working on these games, because the AI is going to do the majority of the workload, right? Because it's generating the assets and all this shit too. Like, it's not, otherwise there'd be no point even having the AI. And a little side note here, I have seen the outcome, not necessarily of Netflix's stuff, but there was this thing on Twitter from, I believe they're called Descartes AI. And I'm just going to just show you what they came up with. Yeah, that's just Minecraft. That's just the worst version of Minecraft. And I thought, oh, you know what? Twitter compression. It's my fault. Let me go to the website. I go to the website. I'm looking at their stuff, and I'm going through it. I'm seeing the visuals, and I'm like, no, this looks somehow worse. Like, somehow worse. Like, you depleted 10 full lakes, and the best you could do was a worse version of Minecraft. You can't even see some of the texture, some of the words. Like, the texture is so muddy. You can't even see it make out the words, which I would think would be very important in a crafting game, to see what I'm crafting and see what materials I'm collecting. But this goes back to what I've been saying for the longest time now, and it is simply this. You have people who do not understand how video games are actually made. They do not understand or appreciate the creative, collaborative effort that it is, because all they care about is line go up. That's it. There has never been an instant where they have used, now I'm going to be specific here because AI and generative AI are not the same thing, but there's never been an instance when they've used generative AI as a way to help teams that exist. They've done it in a way to help their pockets, because if the AI can do the work of a storyboard artist, why do I need a storyboard artist? If an AI can do the work of a scriptwriter, what do we need scriptwriters for? We'll just have someone else coming in and punch it up, right? And we know this to be the case because they do this shit now. They do this now. Why do you think voice actors are on strike? It's to protect their work, to protect their future from AI. We have seen AI podcasts. We have seen AI videos on YouTube going nuts, right? Minimal effort, maximum return. That's what they want. And they're willing to sacrifice the creative aspects of video games in order to get you that. I ask you this. You just saw that video of Minecraft. Does that make you want to play this shitty version of Minecraft? Or do you just want to just go play the actual Minecraft that a person made and people continue to develop? When you watch a movie, do you want to watch what an AI thinks of like human interaction, or do you want to see a human story, or a story about someone's fantasies and come to life? Do you want to see how like the director chooses what lens to use, or the lighting, or the shot setups and the cinematography? Like, that's what makes films films. Same thing for video games. It's not these ones and zeros. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen those like AI upscaled stuff for like animation or in mods, and it just looks like shit because they're going for realism. The AI doesn't understand like stylistic approaches, nor is it consistent. Things, again, like in that Minecraft video, are melding and flashing and all this stuff. Like, there's no consistency at all. There's no internal vision. It's just shit happening. I also was aware of Ubisoft trying this like AI model. Again, this is all generative AI, AI models that allow them to be more human, right? So the NPCs to just have conversations with. And never in my many, many years of gaming, I'm going to be 35, November 7th. Never in my years of gaming did I ever want to sit and talk to an NPC endlessly.
I'm Bloom, your future resistance buddy. Thought we'd hang and see if we click, you know, for our epic duo. Cool with you?
What's up, Bloom? What's in it for me, though? Like, why am I here right now? What's in it for me?
You're here because you have a strength that we need, and we offer a sense of purpose and belonging. Plus, we could really use someone with your skills in a world where we're outnumbered and outgunned.
So what is this resistance? When did it form? Like, why do we even not like these megacorps? Like, I like, eating burgers. I see, okay.
Our resistance has been around for years, fighting against the oppression of these megacorps who exploit resources for their own greed. Plus, with our sabotage missions, we can provide a satisfying outlet for your skills while also fighting for a greater cause. But enough about us. What about your burger preference?
Because how would that even work? Is that a situation where they have like 8,000 lines of dialogue ready to go and then they just pick at random? Is this a person who got paid to do this, or is it just most likely a generative AI voice? How would this work if it's a game that has mission structure? Like if it's supposed to tell me a certain thing at a certain time, like an event, and it doesn't because it's been rambling about its mother's pie recipe, like is that accounted for? Because if not, then who cares if it has additional dialogue? If it's not story important, I don't care. Like, I know people want to have a living, breathing world, but we don't want to have that level because then things just feel like meandering. And what's like the compression going to be on that for that file size? Like, how big is the fucking install going to be? You already have Call of Duty games like fucking 300 kilobytes. What are we going to do with that? How does that enhance the gaming experience? Now imagine people switching over to doing generative AI, and it's like, here's a new game that we made in a month, and it plays like shitty Mario 64. Like, sure, you got your money up front, but then now what? No one's gonna trust you. And the word Gen AI is already so dirty because you see all these people taking all this work from other artists who actually hone their craft just to be like, I'm an artist too. You're not. You're a thief. You literally can't even own it, which is another thing too. Like, if you're using generative AI in your games to make complete total games, what's stopping someone else from just copying your data and making another AI game like that? Like, I just feel like it's such a huge mess when you have humans who can do this. You have people who are already doing this and doing it quite well. Just pay the people. You don't need infinite money. Just pay the people. Like, you saw the footage. Like, what is this? It looks like dog shit. It has even like, it's like you're going to be relearning game design just so an AI can get better at it than you. Like, why? Just make the game. But yeah, I don't even know what the fuck Netflix does. Like, what games? Am I stupid? Like, what games are going on there? I did this whole video and I didn't get an answer. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, so like during the video, there's the Simpsons clip that I showed, right, to show like how AI looks like shit and stuff. And I actually sat and watched that whole trailer, and it's just a guy. Well, it's an AI with this supposed to be like Adam sound, but it's not. But it's just he just keeps fucking talking. He just keeps talking. Like there's ladies, and here's Marge, and here's Dr. Hibbert, and here's this, and here's that.
The world a better place. Now, there's Ned Flanders, our next door neighbor. He's a bit too perfect sometimes, but you gotta love him. We've got my buddies from work, Lenny and Carl. We share a lot of laughs at the power plant. Speaking of which, my boss, Mr. Burns, is always around to make my job interesting, and his loyal assistant, Smithers, is always by his side. Mo, the grumpy bartender at Mo's Tavern, is where I spend a lot of my time unwinding with a Duff beer. You'll often find Barney there too, my best friend and the biggest beer lover in town. Chief Wiggum is our local law enforcement, always trying his best to keep Springfield safe. Principal Skinner runs Springfield Elementary, where Bart and Lisa go to school.
And then it gets to one point where it's like, here's like Gaten, like Mataza from like Stranger Things, and it's Finn Wolfhard.
House Van Houten is Bart's best friend. He's a bit of a nerd and always gets dragged into Bart's schemes, but he's loyal to the end. Otto Mann is the bus driver who gets our kids to school. He's a bit of a rocker and loves his heavy metal music, but he always gets the kids there safely most of the time.
Like, it's not even, it's Finn Wolfhard. This was posted a year ago. Finn Wolfhard hadn't looked like that in like 6 years. And then one of the characters that they post, I'm like, that's just a different person. I think it was like when they did like the Will Ferrell one for Ned Flanders. I'm like, that looks more like John C. Reilly. And then they had, I think, like John C. Reilly as fucking Barney. It keeps going. It's so fucking funny to me.
Reverend Timothy Lovejoy is the pastor at the First Church of Springfield. He's there to guide us spiritually, though sometimes he seems a bit jaded. Dr. Julius Hibbert is our family doctor. He's always got a laugh, even when he's giving bad news. And boy, do we visit him often with all our injuries and mishaps. So that's the gang. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
He was just like, I'm going to just have this AI just describe every person. And like, you'd think it'd be the main central cast. And it's like, no, it's fucking Otto Man. It's Lenny and it's Carl. And it's so stupid. I'm sorry. I just had to like put that in this video somewhere because it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. And the best part is they can't copyright me because you cannot copyright AI. But oh my god.